Oh right, I do believe the duel will be starting shortly. Nearly 8 o'clock. Now we have the national anthem. Alright, hello, and thank you for joining us for what could be the last session of the duel today. I mean, there is a lot that is going to be discussed today. The dissolution, I'm pretty sure. We'll also be discussing the RTE amendment bill, which I haven't actually read. Which, maybe I should have, because it's a bit about my job, but we do have a vote of no confidence also tabled and Taoiseach nominations, but as far as I'm aware, no one has actually been nominated for this. So, I mean, thank you for joining us from, and if any of you are not watching the Ireland match to watch this instead, we greatly appreciate it. Anyway, we already have Mr. Sunday speaking here. I'm not quite short on potentially his speech, but it's also important to recollect the yesterday events where Labour moved from the government benches to an opposition bench. And this was a pretty big thing to happen, because that means that they're now in a minority government position and they cannot elect a new Taoiseach unless the entire, well, at least half the door agrees with them, which mean part of the opposition. But I do believe this is regarding the motion for dissolution or the vote of no confidence. Yes, I can confirm no nominees have been received for Taoiseach, so I would assume that's been skipped over. And we are debating the motion of no confidence. Now, whether this part will pass, I'm very conflicted, because I'm not sure if they'd rather pass the motion for dissolution over a vote of no confidence. However, I would assume you can pass both. We have both the Social Democrat leader and Labour leader stepping up, but we do have a member representing the Green Party stepping up there. I mean, we have seen a lot of this person. I'm not sure whether she could be, the next leader of the Green Party. I don't think we actually have a new leader for the Green Party yet. I'd be very surprised to see who does actually take it up, considering their party, and some would say, has been left in quite a state. She brings up the fact that they are the largest party to be in the Dáil. Oh, I apologise. It just says on the Oireachtas that there's a motion for dissolution. However, it's not in the order paper, so I assume this isn't a real motion. But we are still going ahead with a motion of confidence, waiting to see what happens. In a normal parliament, they would be able to get rid of this confidence if they were the largest party, because most of the time they would be obviously over half. However, they do not have this half majority, and even if they did, I wonder if they'd be able to get their members to turn up. They don't even have. I think it's just a third of their members they have here today. Out of their 9 seats, only 3 have showed up. The debate continues. Leader of the Social Democrats, Oscar Sullivan, has been called up. Yes, I'd just like to confirm the motion to dissolve has been removed by the proposer, Oscar. Now, I would assume that Oscar would approve of this vote of no confidence, considering he has been very verbal against his dissatisfaction with the government. I apologise there. He has not been happy with how the government's operating at all. By the way, I would like to the Green Party. I would like to also mention that we will hopefully be joined by Karma later on today. Just unfortunately, she's unable to attend at this point in time. Oscar is saying that this is an unqualified government and that we deserve real leadership. Few tags here, unfortunately. Usually, TDs are compensated for this time lost for tags. Oscar has said that he's pushing for an election. I believe the LCC has been called up just to fill in for the CC over there, Ian McGrath. Multiple members of the chamber wishing to debate here. The Labour leader, Krispy Kreme, Callum Truss, and I do not know who this person is, but I have seen her on the bench quite a few times. She is from what I can tell, she is very supportive of the Green Party. But anyway, Krispy Kreme is making a speech here. Oh, I just realised we do have Leah asking to come up. I will take requests in just a moment. I'll wait for the deputy to finish speaking, and then we can have a few people up. And lots of tags here. Again, hopefully the members will be compensated for the time lost. I mean, the door in general hasn't been very active. We don't have... I mean, I believe Fianna Fáil has 7 seats, so to have 4 turn up is quite good, but also have the Social Democrats on 2, Labour on 2, and the Green Party with the worst, I believe, percentage attendance, because at least the Social Democrats and Labour have, I believe, around 50% attendance. The Green Party probably has somewhere closer to, I don't know, I'm not very good at maths, but you know, they don't have very good attendance this session. Yes, 1/3, so 33% of the amount they would need. I think it was 33% of their amount. Lots of tags here from Krispy Kreme, unfortunately. He's saying that Christmas, an election would be comparable to an election. However, we do have Wilberforce returning to Labour as the CC comes back. We do have more members rising for debate, both from the Green Party, Callan Truss, and I've just been informed this is Minister Liu. I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced. She's the Minister for Business. So, you know, an influential role on the government as far as I'm aware. She has unfortunately, yeah, called the CCLCC, which is the deputy instead of, you know, the actual speaker, but I guess we move on. Yes, I do wonder who will be taking up the Green Party position. It seems that even their party members can't even attend the session, let alone hold a campaign. I believe, yeah, I don't, not sure how long this government is going to last, especially without a Taoiseach nomination, even from the largest party, which is quite, it's quite a difficult situation to be put in, because we no longer have a Taoiseach, and we're going to have to wait another week until we get one, if we don't see a general election from then. We do still have a caretaker Taoiseach, of course. This is Neve, who has recently resigned. There is a very big sentiment shared by all these parties here of the one goal to have an election caused. Oh, they've just said that Labour is sitting in Fine Gael seats. I mean, in this situation, I wouldn't actually know where Fine Gael sits. They don't have enough. I would believe it just sits behind, near, well, behind either the Social Democrats or Labour here. And we do have a Fianna Fáil member rising. Oh no, never mind. I apologise. That was the Green Party member being called upon. There's been asked if you're calling other members chickens. It has been withdrawn. And now we have Callan Truss speaking here. Oh, and I will invite Leah up now. Hello, Leah. Are you with us?
I am.
Wonderful. Why have you wanted to come up here today? I'm sure you have a lot to talk about, especially considering the events of yesterday.
Well, I feel like I'm just always up here, so you know. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about. I mean, look at the three of them in government benches. The three of them. Is that not just really really embarrassing for this whole government of change thing? Like, come on, a bit of sense maybe. I think there should be an election. I think there needs to be an election now, and I will be voting for. Wait, no, wait. I'm gonna vote no confidence in the government. That's what I meant to say.
So this is a sentiment shared by the entire Social Democrats that they do need to remove the Green Party and have an election.
Hmm.
So in this, do you see the Social Democrats working with any other parties, or do you have any predictions for how election night is going to turn out, seat-wise or even largest party-wise?
I think from a largest party perspective, I think it is going to be the Social Democrats, just or going to be Labour. I think it's in between Soc Dems or Labour. Just having a look at the polls and based off the momentum I've seen behind the two parties, I think it'll be the two of them. Personally, the Soc Dems were willing to work with anybody who's willing to support a government of change, a government of reform and renewal. Um, we won't work with the Greens. I don't think the Greens are suitable for government after what the hell that was. But
And what about Fianna Fáil? They are currently the second largest party, and they do still have a lot of support, especially from when True Donald um, had his astonishing campaign as Taoiseach. Do you think that Fianna Fáil has no chance at becoming largest party?
well, listen, no votes have been cast yet. We don't know what the results are going to be. We can only look at polling. Fianna Fáil, again, I think that there's a lot of chances for people to get the largest party. It depends on the campaign. We don't even have an election yet. Fianna Fáil, there's a lot of nice people in Fianna Fáil. I think I'd personally be happy working with them, but I can't speak on behalf of our entire party. That's a discussion that we'd need to have with them.
I mean, obviously Fianna Fáil is still a very influential party. They are the largest opposition. Um, do you think they have any chance? I mean, I know I am talking a lot about Fianna Fáil here, but at this point in time, the second largest party that people still seem to be relatively happy with is obviously Fianna Fáil. So do you think that they will be getting into government next term?
I think that they have a good chance. I think that they've been very fair in sticking to their goals and their policies and their ideology, and I appreciate that of them, and I think a lot of people can appreciate that. But um, yeah, I think that they do have a chance. I think that all of the parties, excluding the Green Party, have a good chance of getting into government. I mean, there's the whole coalition builders. We don't know, is what I'm going to say. We don't know. Um, I think they have a chance. I think every party has a chance, to be honest.
So you are 100% sure that Green Party will not be getting back into government?
I'm pretty confident they won't be unless something happens from now until polling day. I don't know. I just don't see them in government again.
I mean, for all we know, the election day could be quite far. But since you are pushing for an election, will the Social Democrats continue to support anything that pushes them towards an election? Or do you think you're going to support this motion of no confidence and see where it goes from there, and then decide if you still believe an election should be held?
Well, I do think an election is necessary. The approval ratings of the government are disastrous, and the Dáil's approval rating is disastrous. We have so much political turmoil, and we need to seriously have a renaissance of Irish politics. That's what we need, a renaissance. And what needs to happen is an election. We need new parties in power. We need new people, new energy, new ideas, new policies. And I think that can only be achieved through an election. I don't think having a new Taoiseach or a new Green Party leader is going to fix it just because they're still unqualified. It's not just the Taoiseach, it's the government as a whole and it's the Dáil as a whole. I mean, the Dáil and the Oireachtas as a whole, they're completely unliked and unappreciated by the Irish people at the moment. And that says enough. That speaks words for its own. That they're so incredibly unpopular. And we need to fix that. And we can't fix that by getting a new Taoiseach or a new Green Party leader. We need an election. I don't think a new Taoiseach is going to cut it.
So, I mean, in this session, a Taoiseach nomination was not put forward. So, do you think that by not electing a Taoiseach, you will continue to force a general election, no, an election, or are you going to actually push for a Taoiseach in the near future, one that could potentially, for the first time in history, not be from the government, from the largest party?
Listen, we understand that we need a lot of government stability, and we're willing to do anything that can help with government stability and help support an active government and be able to use the democratic functions that we have in the Dáil to really recognise and use the power that we're given as elected representatives to hold the government accountable. And we will obviously we would 100% support government stability, and I would personally be willing to, if we have a new government of anyone, absolutely anyone, I think that I'd be willing to support that. I would prefer an election. I think that the polling has it just it's like it's not fair that this doll is what the people want when we look at the polling. I think that we need a general election just to finish it out, just to get that renaissance, to get the people who the Irish people want elected, and by a new government led by, for example, Fianna Fáil. I mean, there's still the political turmoil that we have in Ireland, and I mean they're not particularly in good polling position either. But I know that Fianna Fáil is, that whole thing with them. But then again, like the Dáil layout as it is, it's not what the Irish people want. It's not how the Irish people would vote if a general election was called today. So it's like, why bother if this is how it's going to be? I personally think that an election is preferable and it's better for the Irish people to get their say, even if it's in the second time in 2 months. But then again, I would be okay if we had a new government. I know that the Greens cannot be in power any longer, and that's what we're pushing for.
I mean, I would like to ask one more thing, considering the duel. Do you think that Fine Gael at all stands a chance at becoming a proper renewed party? I mean, a lot of people would argue that they've completely fell off. They went from largest opposition last time with, I believe, somewhere around 5, 6 seats. I don't know the actual number. It might have been 7. All the way down to 1 seat. Do you think Fine Gael is even going to be considered for coalitions or even a party that is in this election?
Well, I saw Fine Gael's economic plan. That was the first thing that I saw. And one of their main economic plans is to suspend all union activities. And that, to me, as a personal trade unionist, it's particularly upsetting. And I think that the Irish people aren't interested in people who are only interested in consolidating power. And Fine Gael, they have 1 seat, I think.
Yeah, one
Um,
seat at the moment.
I think they have 1 seat. Yeah. So they haven't shown up to like any session for the last month. That speaks words. I mean, why are they not here if they want to be representing their cause? The thing about Fine Gael is they come around when there's an election and then they do nothing the entire else of the term. And that, to me, that's disappointing. I think that they will have a chance in maybe 2, 3 seats. Um, I think that they'll definitely be brought up to a a potential coalition builder. I don't know. Oh, Fine Gael just walked in the second that I brought it up. Speak of the devil. Nice
Oh
to
yeah,
see
we
them for
do
once.
do have the leader of
Anyway,
Fine Gael here.
they must have heard me.
I mean, to
But
have
yeah,
yeah, I mean this I'm not sure. Let me just quickly grab the spreadsheet just in a moment here. I'm checking it out now. I'm just going to see how often he's been in sessions. But yes, we do have. He has actually decided. He has had a lot of. Well, apparently he's. Oh my god. Apparently he's had reasons to not turn up to these sessions. Because if you do take a look at the OIH's spreadsheet, you can see that a lot of it is yellow and one red. So he hasn't been attending, but clearly he does have a reason. I mean, do you think they're even going to put up a fight for this next election? I mean, if he seems to not be able to attend, do you think that he is actually going to have any campaigning this election?
I think I would encourage them to. I think it's important that we have all of the parties on offer in this election. In this hopeful election, we don't know just yet. But I think their inability to show up, if there's a personal reason or if there's something going on, I completely understand that. And you can't prioritize roadblocks over that. But if they aren't able to show up, it speaks words, and it's like, okay, how are we going to trust you to be in a government if you don't show up as you currently are? And they haven't really done anything or said anything in political or even done anything over the last month since the last election. They had a new leader, and that was a little bit of buzz for a while. They got their new corporate logo, and then they kind of disappeared. Um, so I don't know if they're the best option for the Irish people, but it's their choice, and I would encourage Fine Gael to put up a good fight and just participate in democracy.
Okay, I would like to move on to talk about the Taoiseach here. Currently, she is still the caretaker Taoiseach. Do you think that she will retain this position for a while if an election isn't called? Or do you think that a new Taoiseach could be nominated in the store at some point?
I think that there might be a new Taoiseach nomination, but I think also it's more likely that we get an election. And I think that definitely what's going to happen is this motion of confidence is going to of no confidence is going to pass. I think that we are going to see no confidence in the Dáil with this. Then they can wait a week, but I mean, no one's willing to go in with them, and they don't have the votes, they don't have the seats. Um, I think that there might be a new Taoiseach, but I think it's more likely that there'll be a new election. We would definitely have to see a very, very strong candidate for Taoiseach. I don't think there's any strong candidates available in the current position and that we have for a strong, stable government. So I would prefer an election, definitely.
I mean, these are pretty big things we're talking about. We could be having an election any point in this time. Do you think that the Irish people will support an election at this point in time? Having so many elections back to back, with incredibly unstable periods, that does really cause some distress within the people, and it could show the entire group being in disarray, which could cause activity to plummet. Do you think that these ideas are far-fetched, or do you think that there is a genuine concern that we're going to have too many elections and too much, chaos for our group to be able to function?
No, I don't. 89% of the group disagree with the government and the Oireachtas as it is. That needs to change. I think that this is just a bad government. I don't think that it's a reflection on Irish politics at the moment. We have very good people. We have very good parties, like the Labour Party, like the Social Democrats, Fianna Fáil. They're all really engaged and they're actually fighting for what they believe in. But the Green Party and their government, it's just failed, like at a huge level. That's all it is, basically. I don't think it's anything personal. I don't think it's a reflection on the group. I think it's a reflection on their party and their government. So I think having an election now, it gets us a new Dáil that's representative of the Irish electorate, and it can fix things out if we get a strong government. If we get a strong government, a stable government, that's going to fix this out. It'll be able to carry to term. It's a pregnancy. No, excuse me, to go through their full term.
Oh, sorry, was it the end of your statement?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that was the end. Sorry, I couldn't tell that. I mean, this has been a very active door, especially not maybe from the government. We do see yellows and reds all across the board here, but from Fianna Fáil, Labour, and the Social Democrats, we usually see the larger the party, the less people actually turn up. But we have seen, especially with the leaders, we've seen almost every single time the leaders of the Social Democrats, Labour Party, Fianna Fáil, all turn up to the sessions regularly. There's only one leader who missed one session, and that was Krispy Kreme, who missed the second session of the term. So we do have a very active Dáil, which does back up your claim about us having, good parties. But do you think that, Labour, Fianna Fáil, Social Democrats, do you think they'll be able to keep up this activity if they were to win a lot of seats in the next government Dáil? Or do you think that currently the people who are, active at this point may not be active in the future, or new people that are brought in could cause instability within the parties?
Um, I think there needs to be new people in a lot of the parties. I think it's stuck to the old people and the old guard. We need new people overall. We saw that with the Green Party. They just need some new people. I think I voted for them in 2 elections. But I just think that, they need some new people. A lot of parties need new people occasionally. They just need to, iron themselves out and get back up at it. That's what I personally think. I think that there's good people in some of the parties who haven't been here that long, but you cannot be in a party for so long and still expect that support. If you have a leader who's been in power for like 6 months, it gets to a point where you just have to kind of go, okay, maybe that's it from me.
Yeah, party. I believe it's called party fatigue. I mean, there has. I would just like to say a very good point was brought up by the TD for Connacht. I'm not sure if pronouncing that right, but for the leader of Fine Gael, he did point out that this is, in his own words, it's a very big waste of time because the Dáil has been sitting for 31 minutes, talking about this one, motion. However, we are having a closing statement, so I would like to ask you, Leah, do you think this motion will pass? And if it does pass, do you think an election will be called?
It's definitely going to pass. There's 2 opposition TDs for every 1 government TD, so that says enough. Election, I'm unsure. I want an election. The Social Democrats want an election. Fianna Fáil wants an election. I think there will be election. Yeah, I feel like you should get someone up here. I feel like I'm on here too often.
No, it's lovely to have people up here. We just don't usually get a
Oh, I
lot of
know.
people. I mean, yes, we can't have you up here forever, but we are currently being joined by Carla at this point. And now the leader of the opposition. Oh, there's a point of order. The leader of the opposition was going to conclude the motion of no confidence, but we have a point of order here. I mean, so yeah, we are literally just about to find out if our country will have an election. I mean, I'm not too sure what will happen if this motion of no confidence passes, but the Taoiseach does not call a general election. I mean, do we get
Well,
the Green
so
Party can't choose a new leader?
well, here's the thing about it. So we're in a very interesting position at this point. And hello, good evening, everyone. If the confidence motion passes, being that the Dáil has no confidence in the government, which it seems very likely to pass because the Green Party simply doesn't have the numbers, it is going to mean that one, the government would effectively have been forced out of office. That's one. And everybody would still remain as caretakers until a new government can be formed. And then, if the caretaker Taoiseach Niamh decides to seek the dissolution of the Dáil from the president, then an election will be held. But until then, we are still in this kind of weird limbo moment where the Greens can't elect a leader. We don't technically have a Taoiseach in office, and people want this Dáil to dissolve and to elect a new one. So that's where we are at this point.
I mean, I do know that I believe in the UK, if you have a hung parliament for too long, it just goes into another general election or a minority government is formed. Do we have any kind of system like that here?
No, because we have had minority governments form and last for some stretch of time. The last somewhat successful minority government was the minority government of Maxi King 15, who is now the Secretary General to the Oireachtas. He led Fine Gael to an electoral victory, we would call it that. They won 12 seats and a majority in the Dáil is 13. So they created a minority government that was large enough to function, knowing that the opposition parties could not have formed a government against them. So that lasted for a while, and then they lost confidence. And before then, it was always majority coalitions, unless one coalition partner leaves. For example, when I was Taoiseach, I had a minority government for like 2 days while I got new coalition partners also. So it's a lot of things that go into minorities government, but they do exist.
I mean, if we do have a vote of no confidence, though, what's going to happen then? Obviously, the government isn't trusted to, be in the government. So what's going to happen then? Because if they aren't able to choose, if we aren't able to find a new coalition or anything, what happens then?
So once the motion passes, it's going to be on party leaders now to either try to form a new coalition or to dissolve the Dáil via motion. The Dáil can dissolve itself through a vote. And then once it's dissolved, then an election will have to be held. So we are quite literally in limbo at this point because we need to see if the Dáil has confidence, and which we know it won't, but we also have to see if there will be anyone willing to form a coalition to govern for the following 5 weeks of the rest of this term. So we have to see what happens next.
I do actually have a bit of a So I apologise. I'm just trying to think of the words. Oh yes, we did have a motion of motion to dissolve the Oireachtas proposed by Oscar O'Sullivan. However,
it was withdrawn.
Yeah, it was withdrawn. Which could this is just me speculating here, but this could be that Oscar has plans to form a new coalition government. I mean, again, this is just speculation. He might not have something like that, but I mean, if the Social Democrats, Labour, and Fianna Fáil come together, they will be able to form a coalition government, which should actually be quite big. But we wouldn't actually. We could also just see Labour or Labour or the Social Democrats teaming up with Fianna Fáil. I mean, the motion is actually being held as a proxy vote, so they won't be able to vote in game.
The reason that is because of the Confidence Act that had to be passed. It's really for stability purposes. So when a motion of confidence or a motion to elect a Taoiseach is put forward, deputies cast their votes individually. But if the majority of deputies in a particular party vote one way, all of the party's votes go that way. So, for example, if there is a vote for Taoiseach and out of the 9 Green Party deputies, if 5 of them vote for one person, regardless of what the other 4 voted, all of those votes go to the majority candidate. That's how it goes for all the parties. So you do block voting instead of individual voting, because the reasoning is that it prevents people from doing a confidence motion against the government every other week, or whenever people are just not present one particular day, or something like that. So that's where that came from.
So I would assume that it passes by a simple majority. Well, does it pass by a simple majority, or does it need a 50% agreement by the Dáil?
Are you talking about to dissolve?
No, to a no confidence motion.
It's I do believe it requires either 2/3 or simple majority. I have to check again, but I do think it requires. No, I'm not sure. I would have to check. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, if it does require a 2/3 motion, 2/3 vote, I think if the Green Party can get if the Green Party is able to vote in time, they would be able to get 9 votes, which could just tip the door in their favour to keep them in. However, I do not know my maths very well, so I wouldn't be able to work that out on the spot here.
Well, here is the thing. You mentioned about a potential government with the Social Democrats and Fianna Fáil. If Fianna Fáil and Social Democrats and Labour were to create a coalition, that would be 7 in a 10, 11, that would be 15 seats. But in that coalition agreement, unless Mr. Sunday decides to give up his claim to power, Mr. Sunday would be the Taoiseach because he would lead the largest party in that coalition because Fianna Fáil has 7 seats. So we don't know what kind of tricks to say Oscar may have up his sleeve at this point, but something's gonna happen, and we just have to wait for it to happen.
I would like to very quickly mention, yesterday we did actually have Mr. Sunday say that he would potentially consider, in a larger, this was considering a next election, not for this, but it could also transfer over to this. He did say yesterday that he would potentially see to it that there is a rotating Taoiseach position between, I would assume, party leaders, between the junior and senior coalition partners. We just had Neve join. Neve, would I be able to ask you a quick question? I would understand if not, but...
And just so people who are watching at home know what's going on, there is a bill to amend the RTE Act that the Leader of the Opposition has just spoke on in debate, and we are seeing the Minister for Business, Enterprise and Innovation on her feet, as well as the Leader of the Social Democrats. But it looks like not Social Democrats, Leader of the Labour Party, but it looks like the Minister is going to speak on the RTE bill. The RTE Amendment Bill essentially removes the RTE board and restructures the governance of this broadcaster to make it more efficient.
Oh, we do have Neve who is actually coming up. So yes, I would like to ask you one question. Neve, are you with us?
I am.
Okay, if this motion of confidence does pass, will you be calling a not general election, will you be calling an election?
No.
So
I would have
you
done that already if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
Do you think this motion of confidence will pass?
I don't know. I don't care. I've resigned. It's not my problem.
Right, I see. I mean, what would you say to the people who are very fiercely calling for a general election?
Well, I'd say they're just power hungry, and those that are that desperate for power should never have it. So, well, actually, I wouldn't say they're power hungry. I know they are. Oscar. Oh my god. Well.
Are you still there? Oh, right, we've lost her, unfortunately. But yes, we have had Neve confirm that he will not be calling a general election.
I won't be calling a general election, and I think the people that are calling for a general election, they're doing it for their own personal interest and own personal gain. So.
I mean, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I will be getting my own.
I don't know
there's.
if you want to say that yet.
Okay, but watch this space. Watch this space, okay? That's all. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Okay, goodbye. I believe that was hinting at future careers in Ireland here, but I mean, I'm not sure if I'm not sure where she'll go, because I know there is a lot of distaste for her, but that is mainly from the Dáil.
I mean, I don't think people have distaste for her personally. I think people had distaste for the way how she governed, or now that we can say this freely, the lack of governance to some extent. Um, I don't think people have a problem with Neve as a person. They've maybe had a problem with her as Tisha.
I mean, she was definitely a very new blood to the entirety of Ireland. Like, she had risen from not even being in the Green Party, and 4 months later, she was leader of the Green Party and Taoiseach. Well, we have had a vote all called.
And this is on the RTE amendment bill. It appears that there is some dissent from the Labour Party on the particular bill, because the leader of the Labour Party, Wilberforce, also serves as the chairperson of the Community, Culture and Language Committee in the Oireachtas, and he believes that the amendment to the RTE Act to remove the board is unnecessary. So we have about 5 seconds left for deputies to get into the division chambers.
It
And
is a very close vote. We have like
we
a
see
2-minute
four
difference.
deputies abstaining in the chamber who voted previously on the bill when it was up for the roll call vote.
I'm just waiting for the results here. But yes, I think it is 2 extra yeses. Oh no, it's one member. Hold on. Yeah, 1 member difference. Very drawn on the spill here. Alright, they are now returned to the chamber. Oh, Jay is reading out the results, I believe. Yeah, there you go. He is actually starting to read it out now. Oh, we have live results from Wilbur here. We have 4-1 to Ireland.
Oh, the bill passes with one vote.
Just barely.
With a 1 vote difference, 5 ta, 4 nil, and 4 abstentions. Oh, that's.
I would think that the board would be reinstated at some point. I mean, being an RTE and myself, I do think that we don't have the employees to fill that, so removing the board could be less of a burden to us. But this was actually a bill Neve proposed here. They seem to be shaking maracas in the dual chamber. Oh, we have one statement from the leader of the Social Democrats. I believe it's talking on the 4-1 4-1 for Ireland winning the Ireland versus Sols UK match. Which I would say is very important for this group, whilst I was not here for that war.
As someone who was, and it appears that the Dáil is about to adjourn for the day. As the person who was in office when we lost the particular count, when we officially lost the counties, it is a source of national pride that we're able to beat the British in something. And I am very happy for our national team that they are in fact winning. And once we leave here, I am in fact going to go over to the stadium to watch what's left of the match if it hasn't finished yet.
I mean, I do think it would be finished at that point because we also have the... I can't pronounce it. I always told this, but Yes, we do have the upper chamber convening in just 10 minutes.
Bennett,
Yeah, Shened. Again, I'm not very good at this, but yes, we will be seeing from there. We will also be seeing whether the votion of confidence passes. I'm not sure how long it'll go on for, but the UFO seems to
the
have
vote
broken into the
normally
door.
goes for 24 hours unless a majority has been reached before that point.
I see. So yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see what happens to our country.
It is a very precarious time. I would not necessarily call it a constitutional crisis because there are processes in place to handle these kinds of events. We just have to let the institutions do their jobs in the way they're supposed to do it, and then we will have the answers that we need. So there is nothing to be afraid of at this time.
Right, I believe that is all until obviously after the break, where we will be seeing the upper chamber vote on the RTE bill, and then I mean I don't think they get a say in the motion of no confidence, but yes, we'll be
They do
seeing them
not.
vote. Yeah, we'll see them vote on the bill though, and then I believe they will adjourn as well. But I didn't have the standing orders for them.
And just for the knowledge of those who don't know much about how we do confidence votes in Ireland, since we are looking at one right now, the confidence motions have to be debated in game and balloted through Discord for a 24-hour period, and then, well, 24-hour period unless a majority has been sustained for prolonged period of time. And during that voting on the confidence motion, no deputies may be removed or replaced. So if a deputy is chronically absent, doesn't do anything, misses all the votes, they cannot be removed for the purpose of replacing somebody for this particular vote.
Yeah, so
And as well, once this confidence motion passes or fails, it's probably going to pass. No motion may be submitted within 2 weeks of that motion being held,
and I would like to
unless
also just add
the
on
position
that
needs to be elected.
yeah, I would like to just add on that the only way we're going to see an election called now is if the Dáil votes to dissolve, because Neve has just confirmed they will not be dissolving the Dáil. Anyway, we will
And
see
for this
you.
motion, it requires a 2/3 vote.
Yeah, so again, yeah, we will just have to wait and see what happens then. But for now, we will see you shortly, right after these breaks at 9 o'clock for the upper chamber, or Sheena, Kana?
Just Senate.
Senate, okay. I'll say Senate or something. Right, anyway, we'll see you then. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to stay Apparently we don't actually have the quorum to sustain the chamber. We have 4 members currently who have attended. They are trying to ignore the quorum here. There was a motion raised. And I believe this motion is being heard now. Unfortunately, Kana has left at this point, but must have been an issue there. We've had Black Rod come to the door. I mean, this is not how I expect the Senate to operate, but, you know, it's the Senate. I'm not sure I expected them. There is a member arguing that suspending the quorum doesn't actually allow them to vote on anything, which would mean instead they have to fill out the standing orders. I mean, it is quite surprising. Last time I thought the Senate was quite active, because when I was a very short amount of time in it, I did actually see quite a few people attend, but we did also see last term quite a few people turn up. So, you know, we never had quorum issues there, but now it does appear during this term. I mean, in the duel we never had a quorum issue. We did actually fall out of quorum at some point, but I believe they're voting on the motion to ignore quorum. Okay, it's agreed, and now the national anthem will be played. And now the Senate starts their business. And there was just a deputy earlier arguing that they cannot vote on any legislation, but should this will also be ignored. I believe the only bill that will be voted on today is the RTE bill, which I do believe Fianna Fáil will be. Yeah, Fianna Fáil and the Green Party are both agreeing with. However, it did just barely pass the duel with a vote of 5 tar, 4-0, and 4 abstain. Yes, so I do believe the only item of agenda is just the RTE bill. Oh, I would like to also mention, it was brought to my attention that the delayed bills are also on the table. This does actually mean there's a chance that these pass at this point. I did think it would delay for 2 weeks, but again, I'm not too sure on that. Oh, there are Eamon McGrath has informed me that there is 0 senators from the Green Party. They've all not turned up, and we've already started with the point of order here. I mean, there is a lot of chaos on the spectator benches there.
Has the Senate convened as yet?
Oh yeah, no, it's convening right now. I've just been told by Eamon that every single Green Party senator had resigned.
Oh,
There is no one to attend for them.
wow.
I do think this did actually contribute to why Neve resigned. She did actually point out that it was
He
very
had 3
difficult.
seats that she couldn't fill.
Yeah, it was very difficult to find these senators, and they just didn't turn up even. But yes, we do have a point of order. I have Julia Gillard wanting to come up. I'm not actually too sure who this is, but we'll invite them up anyway. Hello, are you with us?
Right, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
You know, not only that, but the Green Party actually went to celebrate Neve. You know, I think it's quite historic what she's done. She's accepted the fact that the job was just too difficult, and we must respect her for it, you know. However, I was sat with the Deputy Prime Minister at the football game offering condolences. I was unable to attend the BFS, and now I'm back in the Senate. Sorry.
Wait, so are you in the Green Party? I thought it was my understanding that you were.
I am the leader of the Green Party.
Oh, you were elected leader of the Green Party?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Around 7:30 tonight.
I was completely unaware of this. So the Green Party does have a new leader. I know Taoiseach nominations were put forward. Do you plan on putting forward these nominations next week?
No. You know, what we're focusing right now is renewal. You know, we did things wrong, but we're under new leadership and we're doing things differently now.
So what's happening with the Taoiseach then? What's going to happen there?
You know, time can only tell. Time can only tell. That's the real thing. But you know, I would more than happily be with these other party leaders, and I would actually like to see them debate me. You know, I'll just mop the floor with them, especially Oscar Sullivan, who is
These are wild accusation things to be saying. We do
no.
actually have.
Well, you know, I'm not. I'm actually speaking, so you know, he won't be speaking. So I would just mop the floor with him. He wouldn't actually contribute to the discussion.
I do actually believe we have Mr. Sunday here, the leader of the Fianna Fáil. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to pressure them to joining, but if you would like to debate, you are free to come up.
Earlier, I did say that there was 2 leaders that would actually speak to debate me, and I did. Well, if you didn't know, it was Mr. Sunday. He was one of the 2. But you know, the other 2 won't debate me.
I mean, I would like to ask, where on earth is the Green Party going from here? They've been absolutely disgraced in government, and you aren't actually putting anyone forward for Taoiseach. What's going to happen?
The reason we didn't put anyone for Taoiseach was we didn't have time. But it's this period of time will allow us to renew. We'll be able to centralise our values, and we'll see what actually happens. I think that's pretty much it.
So, as the government, you are just waiting to see what happens, and therefore aren't going to appoint a Taoiseach at this point.
No.
But could it also be that the Green Party simply doesn't have the votes to sustain a coalition?
We wouldn't have the votes, and I don't think we can actually do a minority right now.
Right,
It would be
You have
enough.
9. That would be a very vulnerable minority. If you had, say, 11 or 12, then we would talk about a stronger possibility of a minority government. But at this point, it's the math is against the Green Party at this point.
I would like to ask one more question before we do actually bring Mr. Sunday up here. Do you, where do you see the Green Party going from here?
I think if there was an election, we would be hit pretty hard, but it would allow us to renew. We just need to renew. That's it. We just need to renew what makes the Green Party the Green Party. Whether that's our values, whether that's our people, whether that's our policies, we need to focus on cohesion, and we need to deliver something that can revitalise Ireland. Niamh Clark said that Ireland is quite inactive, and it's been like that, and it was neglected under Fianna Fáil, Labour, the Social Democrats, and the Green Party. So I think all of us do need to renew, and I would support that every party leader needs to actually realise what is going on with their party and what they can do to actually progress further.
All right.
But the
sorry.
question recurs about renewal and the Green Party. The Green Party is, in context of modern time, the newest party in Ireland. And before it was the Green Party, it was People Before Profit. And you guys went through another period of renewal to become the Greens. So how much renewal should there be in order to make the Greens electable again?
Well, the party needs to change when the community changes. That's what it needs to happen. And I think every party leader should recognise that, and that's what they need to do. Especially, the Social Democrats. I don't know what they are doing, honestly. Neither with Labour.
And just for the knowledge of those who haven't been paying attention, Ireland has won against the United Kingdom 6-2.
Yay.
Very good. I do think we our sincerest sorrows to the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister.
Right, I am actually going to bring up Mr. Sunday here at this point. Just waiting for him to accept the request there. Hello, Mr. Sunday. Are you with us? Hello. We can hear you. I mean, what there has just been said against all the party leaders, especially saying like they wouldn't be able to debate. What do you have to say to that?
Every single debate I have done, I think at this point I've done 4. I did one against James and Brian. I did one against Niamh and whoever was representing Fine Gael, and I did the one last term as well. So, and every single one of those debates I have done, I have won. There's no doubt about that, and I don't think any leader of the Green Party could stand against me in a debate. I'm not worried.
Right, so I would just like to ask, what do you think about the fact that the Green Party in its entirety is actually completely refusing to call an election?
Well, I don't know. An election at this point, we had some pretty shocking polls out there, and if an election were called at this point, it would just be yet another government that's all graphics but has absolutely zero substance underneath. Unfortunately, the people have not learned their lesson. I have been approached about offers from some people to create a government to see out the rest of this term. Nothing has been made concrete. There are people working behind the scenes to try and organize something, but at this moment we don't have anything that can be set in stone.
Right, so what do you take of this, now new leader of the Green Party? Do you think that they are actually going to bring about the change, or are they going to stay the same party that they were before with Niamh?
Well, when you have the new party leader, Bo, all she has been doing on this broadcast in the Dáil has been glazing Niamh, despite Niamh not doing anything deserving of such glazing. Throughout the entire term, the Green Party, they were talking about change, but they were actively ignoring trying to be ignorant about the fact that in the last 2 terms of government, the last 3 months, they had been serving with Fianna Fáil, and then they wanted to come and talk about change. Fianna Fáil was the one bringing change, but they wanted to give the entire Irish public amnesia and say that they could give it. And I mean, somehow it worked. They got 9 seats and they formed a new government. But we've seen the disaster that can happen when Fianna Fáil is out of government. So what this country needs right now is to get Fianna Fáil back into government so that we can get working again.
So, would you even be willing to work with the Green Party, or they could? Oh, you've already said that you wouldn't be a junior party. Hello?
What?
I apologise. People cut out there. But you have said that you wouldn't be a junior partner. But would you make an exception for the Green Party in this situation if, say, you got a Taoiseach position?
Well, we wouldn't be coming in on a junior partner relationship as the foundation of a coalition. The coalition would have to have mutual respect and equality in it. And that might mean me as Taoiseach and the Greens with a pro rata dispersion of the ministries. We'd be fine with that, as long as Fianna Fáil is not being subjected to unfair and undeserving attitudes that are constantly being spouted from the Green Party.
So you can confirm that you would work with the Green Party in a coalition to potentially form a government?
Well, the Green Party is the only one that has come in with new leadership. I mean, I haven't really interacted with her much at this point, but I mean, I don't see myself working with Oscar. Oscar, he has been, he's like Neve was, pretty much. He can make the graphics, he can talk the talk, but he can't walk the walk. His term would be a second disaster in a row. But with Fianna Fáil at the helm, I'm pretty sure we can steer this country into a better direction and fix some of the mistakes that have been made in the past 3 weeks.
Right, so we do actually have 3 people wanting to come up, but I will just ask Julia to come up again. Obviously speak on all this.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
no, it's okay.
crashed. So I didn't actually hear what Mr. Sunday was saying, really.
He was just saying that he would be willing to work with the Green Party in a coalition. What do you have to say say about this?
Under certain conditions.
Yes, under certain conditions.
Well, when you're creating a coalition, it needs to be fair. It needs to be fair. And, if we're going into any coalition, the Green Party would be fair about it. But, I actually have nothing against Fianna Fáil. I don't have really anything against anyone apart from Oscar, who is considered considerably misled the Irish.
Tell me about it.
He is literally actually personally attacking me because of my leadership statement. When actually I am the person for renewal. He's not. He's out. But I would love to work with Mr. Sunday. He's a great man sometimes. But I would rather work with him than Oscar. That man is just a shipwreck.
And we're having a lot of fire coming under Oscar here. So I'm not sure if he would like to come up and debate here as well. But what do you have to say about the current political affairs, Mr. Sunday? I mean, we've just had the Dáil table a motion of no confidence. Will your party be supporting this?
Well, I was the one who tabled the motion of no confidence, and during the debate I said that in its current form, this government cannot stand. We need to force them out, and that is what Fianna Fáil will be doing. So, of course, Fianna Fáil will be supporting a motion of no confidence in this government as it stands.
So, I mean, after this motion of confidence passes, who else are you ruling out as a coalition partner, if anyone?
Well, as I said, Oscar has just been completely unwilling to work with us, to compromise with us. He even said it himself, there's a clash of personalities. He said, I hate Mr. Sunday, so I don't think we'll be working with him. Chris, on the other hand, Chris has he's been radio silent this entire term. He's tried to distance himself from the government that he's just participated in, but in my opinion, he shares as much guilt in the failures of this government as the Green Party do. But he's tried to wash his hands of the situation, which is just completely false. It's I forget the word, but it's disingenuous. That's what it is. So if we were to coalition with them, there would need to be some changes. And
Alright,
Fine Gael is just a one-party, it's one seat. It's irrelevant. I mean, you're not going to be doing much with them.
Alright, I do have 2 questions from someone who wants to remain anonymous. They're both from Mr. Sunday. But what are your opinions on Julia Gillard? I believe they are referring to the person that's currently here. What are your views on them?
Like I said, I mean, there's not much to say at this point. I haven't interacted with them this much. They're an unknown factor. Hopefully, despite what they're saying about wanting to keep on the legacy of Niamh, that they do prove to be a different leader of the Green Party. But I mean, at this point, I can't make many concrete statements about them or their personality or whatever.
The other question. They're asking on your views on Beau Warren's. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Beau Warren's incredibly fake Irish accent, according to the person asking this question.
Me? What?
Yeah, to you, they're asking what you think of Beau's incredibly fake Irish accent.
It's fake. It's not fake, honestly. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was born in Munster. You can literally check mails every day. I was born in Munster. Right, that's what I have to say on that matter. But I would like to say something. You know, Chris is very silent. You know, he reminded me a few times, but I do wonder what actually happened to the Minister of Defence. I'm pretty sure that was a Labour, role in the government. He's been really silent. The only person that's actually been doing the work in the Labour Party is the blonde woman. She moved. She moved into foreign affairs. But she hasn't really solved the issue. Oh, here she goes. She's typing in the chat.
It was asked that I do speak a bit about the Senate here. We've had, I believe, almost every single bill delayed. We've had the RTE bill being delayed for another week, and the Treasonous Offences and Terrorism Amendment Bill has also been delayed until the 15th of February, and the Official Secrets Amendment Act, I believe, is also waiting until the 15th of February. I'm just waiting to see. And that is all the business in the Oiactus today. However, we will. I would love to still keep talking with everyone. If they would still like to talk as well. So, sorry. I have just been asked the question again. Mr. Sunday, you were again asked, what do you think on Beau's apparently incredibly fake Irish accent?
It's obvious to me that she is from the English province of Cornwall, so I'm not being fooled by any accent she's putting on.
Very true. Cornwall is a lovely place. It needs to be recognised. It does need to be recognised as a Celtic nation, and I would support if Mr. Sunday, also campaigned for Cornish independence, as we're both from Celtic nations. But, until that time, I will remain Irish.
I'm just going to quickly confirm something, but I do believe we have a Social Democrat representative going to come up.
Don't bring him up. Keep him down there.
Well, no, it would be fair to have this debate, especially with all the slander you've been both of you have been putting towards Oscar Sullivan and obviously his party.
I think you've cut out there. I didn't hear what you're saying.
Sorry, yes, I did cut out there. Lovely drum playing from, I believe, Hayden there. I was just saying that I do believe that it'd be fair to also give the Social Democrats a shot, considering that they have been slandered quite a lot on the stream. But
slander has to be false. Everything that I was saying has been true.
We were speaking the truth. Just because they can't understand in their heads, they really need to calm down. They're being too loud.
I mean, maybe slander was the wrong word, but you know, a lot of criticism coming towards their party. But anyway, I do have. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I believe it's O is in Uithachan. I
Oshin.
cannot. Oshin, okay. He is the requested to come up, and he is a
Hello.
representative for the Social Democrats. I mean, what does the Social Democrats have to say against all these accusations that have been made against their party?
Well, I mean, we're open to talking with everyone. You know, we've approved the bills with the opposition, and I mean, the government's inactive. Boo is not. He's just not very smart.
I think that's your opinion. You know, I'm very smart. Thank you very much.
Well, sure, you could say that yourself, but you aren't, and we all know that in reality. The government's been stale all term. A smart individual can lead a government, but a smart individual can't lead a country, and that smart individual isn't you. So
I would like to say anyone can ask any questions to the members here. I am struggling to think of things to ask, but I mean, I'm not sure if Carmena's with me. Are you here?
Yes, I was just listening to the whole conversation because I would like to ask Bo. Bo, since no, is there any circumstance under which the Green Party could potentially convince Neve to ask the president to dissolve the Dáil?
You know, I really think we need to respect Eve at this time. You know, she's still processing what has happened. I don't want to trigger her or like upset her in any way, so we will have to, you know, wait. And I'm happy waiting. You know,
Well, respectfully, there is a difference between not wanting to upset somebody and asking them to fulfill a constitutional obligation, because at this current point in time, we have a non-functioning government. So, in order for there to be continuity of government and functioning in the various departments, if the Dáil seeks to, if people need to change or need the change, then don't you believe Neve should be the one to give them that change?
well, Neve actually resigned. She's resigning. And you know, she's probably upset, and she probably is actually putting her mind away from politics, away from Ireland at the moment, to actually rekindle her life choices. So, you know, I think we'll need to put her mental state before Ireland.
So, you still with us?
Pardon?
Sorry, I believe you cut out there.
Oh, did I?
No.
Oh,
I
well,
heard
I'm
you.
not. I'm not sure if that was the end or anything. I have actually had quite a lot of questions coming from the viewers here. All of them directed towards viewers. So if you do have any other questions, please do make sure to bring them up. I mean, this first one is quite a serious allegation from an anonymous source. They have asked, why did you leak Green Party secrets to check mail every day? That is to view. Again, I apologise if I pronounced that wrong.
Well, that is false. You know, I don't speak to Checkmail every day about Ireland specifically. I talk about, you know, the history, but you know, that's as far as it goes. I don't discuss policy or like anything to do with politics or anything to do with Ireland in general. You know, our friendship is strictly down to the fact that we're both very good people. You know, we're very good Roblox players, and we're very, you know, committed to what we believe in.
So I was
Yeah,
just
that's
noting something down. I would just like to quickly bring up, Eamon has said that they will support a session on Wednesday if they can get a Taoiseach elected. So yes, he would be happy to host a session to, you know, get a Taoiseach elected. I mean, and next, there is another question for you.
Bo.
Bo. Okay, Bo. Sorry. There's so many ways of pronouncing this name. Bo is asked by again an anonymous source. In our opinion, why do you have such a negative tone that could be deemed as rude?
You know, I think that's clearly mansplaining. It's probably, you know, from one of the opposition parties. But you know, I will have to tell them, you know, I'm not rude. I'm just simply realistic. You know what Oscar has done. You know, it's just disgusting. You know, he literally was just having a go at me for. He wrote renewal in his leadership. I've been
Excuse me.
for ages. Like, please, he needs to simmer down.
You
Simmer.
have been in power for like 5 months and you've dragged Ireland through the mud.
Sorry, I have not been in power for 5 months. Please correct that statement.
Well, the party has been in power. Your
You know,
party has been.
We're
So
really, accepting the fact that we got things wrong. You know, why won't the Social Democrats do the same?
for 5 months. The
You know,
only
I think
good thing to come out of Ireland internationally in the past like 3 months has been the football match which happened
I'm
today.
speaking, Mr. Vice President. I'm speaking. You know,
Just resign at this
Yeah.
point. You're
Does that-
making a mockery of yourself. Stop speaking.
you know, I won't be lectured by Social Democrats.
You're only making things worse for yourself
No.
if you keep speaking.
Sorry, could I just
shut
could I
up.
just get things back onto, the question that was asked. Yeah, but Bo. And again, if you don't want to answer this question, you can just say it. But again, the question: why do you have such a negative tone that could be deemed as rude?
I don't have a negative tone. They're just lying. That's it.
Okay, I have been told that I can actually say who asked this question. We have Erin or High Popcorn 321 asking Bo again about her incessant use of the word mansplaining as a mean to defer all criticism against her.
Well, I could use the word something to do with Cornish independence if she would feel like if she would with me to like rephrase it. But you know, I'm just using the word. I'm allowed to use the word. I don't see what the word is. There's no word. There's no obligation for me to filter what I'm saying. And I'm not bitchy, Bo. So I think the Social Democrats really need to.
Please remember not to swear on live.
Right. Sorry.
um.
Okay.
Right, I would like to remind everyone who is currently speaking at the moment, Mr. Sunday, Bo, and
Bo.
and the Social Democratic representative. All of you may object or say anything about some of the things that I've answered or been said. A lot of questions to Bo here. I would like to ask that we get questions to all the members. Again, not just trying to be biased here. I would like to hear all members ask questions here. But yeah, to Bo, it's been asked, if you're unwilling even to fight to be Taoiseach, why do you deserve to be a party leader?
Well, at this moment in time, you know, it's time for renewal. It's time for renewal, and you know, I'm not going to go into a position that I don't feel that the party has been renewed and being able to deliver something. You know, it's just simply not going to happen.
I'd also like to say that question is just really flawed. I mean, you have the Labour Party leader. He went in to be Taoiseach, and no one's been asking him this question. You had Oscar. Oscar voted for Niamh to be Taoiseach. Yeah, no one's asking him this question when he actively gave it to a different party. So I don't know why this question is being asked right now.
You know, that's clearly an example of mansplaining again.
Me?
No, not this guy speaking. Someone who asked the question.
I would like to ask a follow-up question to your response. You said that, your party needs renewal. How are you going to bring about this renewal?
Well, first we're going to have to look at our values. You know, we need values that are cohesive. You know, we need not only cohesive values, but cohesive policies. You know, that's what Ireland really needs. We need something that can harbour all of us together, deliver and revitalise Ireland. It's very dead at the moment, and you know,
That's your fault.
Well, you know, I believe the Social Democrats were in government last. you know. So it's kind of your fault as well. But
How long has your party been in power for exactly? Tell me. What is it, like 4 or 5 months? 8 months ago. We were last in government like 8 months ago. You've been in government for 5 consecutive terms, I believe. Your party has been.
you know, they
Like our party's different now. Under Oscar, the leadership has been renewed. There's no people from the last fellowship leadership.
Leadership has been diluted. Brian was the true strong leader of the Social Democrats. Now you just have someone who makes the fancy graphics, but there's no substance to the party anymore.
Oscar
That's the
has
truth.
experience in every corner of the Irish nation.
At
Oscar
least
is far more experienced than that chaotic leader Brian, if you even want to call him a leader. So, Mr. Sunday,
Brian
please stop.
was a veteran
Please stop
serving
coming out
as
with
a
false
public
accusations.
representative
So I would
in
like
the
to.
Dáil.
I would like to hold it
He
there.
is not a public representative of the people. The Social Democrats is.
He was voted in many times by the people. That is what a public representative is. Even if apparently the Social Democratic representative here doesn't believe in democracy, but he was a representative for the people.
Right, I would actually like to ask. This is something that Mr. Sunday has brought up many times. The Social Democrat representative. What do you have to say about Mr. Sunday saying that your party has no substance to? Oh,
sorry, did he?
You cut out. Yeah.
what do you have to say about Mr. Sunday saying that your party has no substance?
Since you keep cutting out your
Oh my god. The Social Democrats have no substance. There we go.
What?
We do. We have substance. Like
Yes,
we
but
have a list. We have a list of policies ready. You can already. We have a list of policies. Our manifesto is nearly complete, which the policies are going to be clearly outlined in that. We're the most prepared party for this. We have no substance. That's just a big lie. We released 3 big documents while in opposition, contrary to Fianna Fáil's none. They haven't done anything. So
I would actually like to ask, saying that you have a manifesto ready, if an election is held in 1 month, do you think this manifesto might have to be rewritten? What's the point in writing one now when it could just need rewriting in the future because Ireland has changed?
No, our policies are innovative and they're new and refreshed. We're always updating our policies for the future of Ireland, and we will renew things. We will renew our things as we go.
But do you want to share them, or will you just keep lying through your teeth about how innovative and progressive
So
they are?
we are not lying, Mr. Sunday. I advise you to stop with these baseless accusations.
Tell
Your
us some.
party has failed the
The only
nation, and it will
baseless
continue
things that
failing
are
the
being
nation.
said here
The Social
is
Democrats
that
are the only party
you
to
have
put
good
Ireland forward.
policies.
Can you share your policies? Can you share your policies?
Here, Mr. Sunday.
Can you share
Paul.
your policies?
I'm not the one claiming that I have progressive policies for the future of Ireland. Fianna Fáil's policies are still the ones that they have been in the past manifesto.
Your party has left Ireland
This
in
is
sink.
the professional manner of the Social Democrats. They tell other people to shut up because they don't like hearing the truth, and that is the truth, folks.
Hey, 1 second, give me a moment. 1 moment, please. I just got word from the Ceann Comla of the Dáil Éireann that the results of the vote of confidence are imminent. So we will be seeing those results come out as soon as the tabulations are complete. It appears that there is a majority in either way. We're just waiting on the final numbers. Continue.
All right, I would like to quickly ask the Social Democratic representative to let people speak and have their turn. I do have quite a few questions from a lot of people here. I would like to also point out Eamon did earlier state that he would also be happy for a motion of dissolution to be held on Wednesday. I do have more questions from, I believe, anonymous sources here. I would like to quickly ask, from what Mr. Sunday has been saying, you say you do have these policies, but are you able to share these with us?
I don't think the time is right. Well, we can share these policies, but it isn't election
Oh,
period
okay.
yet.
Here we go
Mr.
again.
Time's not
Sunday,
right,
you
guys.
can't
Time's
even
not
say
right.
anything.
All right, please
We're not
You
in
are
an
the one who
election.
hasn't
It is
said
not
anything. I came out. I asked.
Hold on, I would like to ask that the Social Democratic representative does get to have his say and then response.
It's not the time to share our policies, but I'll give you one here in a minute. I'll give you one, okay, Mr. Sunday. We're going to establish the Workplace Relations Commissions to protect workers' rights.
Oh Jesus! Another
commission-
useless commission.
You
Let
know,
me
This is
speak.
going to be
Let
the
me
Equality
speak. Just
Commission
shut up.
2.0.
No.
What a waste
Sorry,
of
hold on.
time.
It
Let me
was my
speak,
understanding that you had finished
Done.
speaking. You did bring up the policy.
No, I was continuing.
Yeah,
Can I
I'd also
Okay.
like to say that
Can I speak?
the Social Democrats seem to be in love with these useless quangos that they love in Ireland. They want to introduce a workplace
You
relations
led a
commission.
lackluster
That is
government
not
for 5
going to
months.
do
You have left
anything.
Ireland
That
in
is
a
not
state.
going to
There
do
is no
anything.
progress
Ireland
made
was
within
in a
the
great
nation.
state when
You
Fianna
need to
Fáil was
resign
thrown out.
immediately, Mr. Sunday.
Fianna
You
Fáil
are
needs to get
useless to
back
the
in,
Irish
okay?
nation.
Now let me get back to my
I-
point on the commissions, okay? Yous voted to retain a useless committee, or a board, I mean, on RTE that isn't even filled at the moment. Yous voted to retain that for some reason, and now you want to bring in another quango. It's madness. This is not a progressive policy for the future of Ireland. This is a useless policy from a party with zero substance.
Well, the leader of the party was Director General, and it helped him. You know, this is where experience comes into play.
Well, you know, I think
Leader party was Director General like 2 months ago. We have a new Director General who expressly requested that this amendment be passed. Why not listen to the current Director General, who is currently running RTE News in the most active form it has been in months?
here.
And
Anyway,
why has it only been active now? Because in the last 5 months, your party has failed to do anything about the inactiveness.
Well, you know, you're
of
opening a whole
RTE.
can of worms here. You were talking about how your party leader was the Director General for RTE, and now you're complaining that it's only active now once he isn't and Kamala is. You might want to keep these things to yourself, Oisin.
So I would like to point out that these different leaders aren't really these changes to RTE. They cannot be attributed to any governments. I would.
You keep cutting out there.
you keep on cutting.
All I can say is that politics makes very interesting bedfellows. Continue.
Right. So the Social Democrats attacked me because of the Equality Commission. I find it a bit funny how they're actually creating another commission that actually might not be as used as the Equality Commission, because the Equality.
We didn't attack it. Can you have proof? Can we have proof, please?
You very much did. You and your.
Can you stop stating false claims without any evidence to back it up?
It's
We
literally
never attacked it. Okay, give me proof.
right. I will actually source you the proof.
Okay.
It's probably in the
Great.
first answer.
And just while we're at it
or
as
the
well,
second one.
just 1 second, please. I do have a bit of breaking news. Just 1 moment, please. Thank you. Deputy for South Leinster, Green Fisherman 86, has been issued a final strike for 2 unauthorized absences. With this final strike, he has lost his seat. So this is interesting because 3 unauthorized absences. My apologies. So we see a deputy losing his seat in the midst of a confidence vote because of his chronic absenteeism. So it appears that chronic absenteeism has been the theme of the day for this government to date. Who is our Green Party representative? Bo. What issues has
Test.
the Green Party benches have been empty?
Well, you know, I personally have quite a good attendance record. You know, I only missed 1 session, which I did have to excuse myself for. But, you know, the Green Party last term, we were letting people miss sessions without actually providing the reason. And I think, you know, when you need to get into the Dáil is you need commitment, and that is what we will be striving for. But it's very sad to see that Green Fisherman 86 has, left. He was great.
Didn't leave. He lost his seat.
Well, now he has Dáil. He's just left the Dáil in the unpleasant way.
Well, he didn't leave. He was kind of kicked out.
When you're kicked out, you still leave. I'm sorry, that is literally the same thing.
No, not really.
But
No, it's not.
You're kicked out of somewhere, and that doesn't mean you leave on your own will, or like this is why you're unfit to lead.
sorry,
No,
you
Can't
this
even
is
tell
the
the
problem
difference.
actually with Ireland right now. You're arguing over these tiny technical schematics that, in the grand scheme of things, mean literally nothing.
Oh, how can we trust her to lead a nation if she doesn't even know the difference between two words?
I think the
Come
difference
on.
between these two words aren't going to be the thing that ruins the nation, unlike a
No.
social democrat premiership.
Sure.
Right, I do have two questions here, from the viewers that have been sitting here for a while. The first one to Mr. Sunday. It's been asked, I believe, anonymous source. Where are you getting the information from to blame Oscar, seeing you haven't been in power for more than a term?
I think you cut out a critical word there.
Oh,
You cut out.
it asked, where are you getting the information to blame Oscar from, seeing as you've not been been in power for a term?
What do you mean? Like blame him for what? And me not being in power for a term, meaning what? I
Oh,
served
no,
in the past two
as in
Fianna Fáil
Oscar hasn't
governments.
been in power for a term. I apologise.
And blame him for what?
I
don't think I've blamed him for anything. I've just been pointing out the flaws with the Social Democratic Party as it currently stands. I'm not sure what I've blamed him for. I mean, apart from being a lackluster opposition, he hasn't caused any problems.
Name one flaw.
The fact that he was a pirate MP, that's quite flaw.
He
That's
focuses on appearances rather than the substance of a party, of the Dáil, of the country, which is the legislation and doing stuff other than writing words or creating fancy images.
Hold on, I would like to say, apparently you have accused the Social Democrat. It's the Social Democrats' fault for poor activity.
I said that?
Yes, I believe they're saying that you've said that.
No, I think it was Bo that said that. But I mean, I might have said that about Val's term. I didn't say that about Oscar. I might have said that about Val's term, which was the last time the Social Democrats were leading a government. It was an absolute disaster.
Right, I believe that's all there is to that question. Now we do have a question for Bo. Currently, there are apparently rumours that a possible vote of confidence will be presented to Bo if they lose the vote of confidence in the Dáil. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I really could wonder who could be tabling this. It's definitely not Mr. Pierce Long Jr. But the party, we've actually bonded. A lot of the members do quite like me. But time will tell.
Right, okay. The person anonymously asking this question has asked the question be forwarded to Bo. So yeah, where are you getting the information to blame Oscar? To say it's the Social Democrats' fault for poor activity.
I don't actually remember me saying that, but
you did.
in response to that other guy's comments, in the Dáil, Oscar did actually say that the Equality Commission was useless, and what I would say to him is that his new apparent commission is.
Proof.
I cannot source proof that was the Dáil. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry, I would like to say that I do believe from what I recall that during the Dáil he did actually say the Equalities Commission was ineffective, or
like an unnecessary bureaucracy in a time during the courts are in desperate need of manpower.
Program of government. It was during the program of government speech that Niamh set out.
What? To serve what purpose? Like, it seems like an unnecessary bureaucracy.
To serve as much purpose as your workplace relations commission would be, it'd be absolutely zero.
The courts are in desperate need of manpower. The commission.
The commission was set up to highlight people with significant value, not like any of the Social Democrats would have been.
That's what we said in the PFG.
Someone like Lynette Nika Thane, she needs to be recognised. She was a fighter.
Woke.
You know, people can hate her and dislike her, but you know, she was a fighter, and she was, you know, the president that people wanted.
Well, there wasn't actually a vote on it. And the only candidate who had gotten enough signatures to oppose her in the election wasn't allowed to run by group staff. So it was more like an orchestrated election. But she was our president, elected according to the constitution. It was all done constitutionally. Can't say too much, otherwise I'll be in trouble.
Right, moving on from the deep state there. I believe there's another question that has been asked in response. You said that you can't source proof for anything, however, apparently from the Dáil at least. But the anonymous asker of this question has said that there is a Dáil Hansard, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, and do you not understand the basic procedures of a Dáil session, or any session at Leinster House for that matter?
You know, maybe you should actually tell me who's actually writing these questions, you know.
If they want to reveal their identity, then they will, but they shouldn't feel pressured to do that. But again, I would like to see the answer to this question.
Well, it's a pretty bold accusation, but you know, I could not actually source anything, but they have said it about our commission. Me, Neve, and the government benches did witness them saying it. You know, just because they want to hide and, you know, ignore the fact that they did see the insignificance of the commission, but they need to be honest that they did not like the commission, you know, and their commission's probably even worse. You know, we're even trying to, you know, boost people. You know, they're not.
Right, so
I'm pretty sure
apparently
they did say it, because I remember them saying it in the Dáil, because Fianna Fáil was also against that in the Dáil. As Fianna Fáil is against this commission that the Social Democrats are trying to bring in, because we're not hypocrites, unlike the Social Democrats appear
We
to
were
be.
against the commission.
Yes, we were against the commission, you were against the commission, I am against your new proposed commission, and you're not against your new proposed commission, which will be as useless as the commission or the committee that the Green Party wants.
No, it won't. It will allow employees to report employers.
Important
How
employers
is
for
that
what?
useless? For anything. For misconduct, you know, like it's
Sorry, I would
misconduct under what law?
whatever. Like
anything that has been, if there is any misconduct, they can
It will work
easily go into the court
differently.
server and open a civil case. This is what has been done. We don't need another commission that won't be staffed fully to handle this, when it can just be, you can just click on the court server
some people
icon
don't
and then
have
click
the bar. Some
open.
people don't have the bar.
You don't
Sorry,
need a bar to
Or no-
represent
Or
yourself.
know someone else has the bar.
again, I would like to quickly say,
There is a law library with everyone who does have
You know,
the bar
some people
that can
can't go
easily be
around to the
checked.
courts, and some people don't want to.
right, I would like to
Some
ask,
people will think it's too much of a hassle.
there is also already a platform for, I believe, workers to speak out against their employers with the trade unions.
Oh no, well, I am actually a trade union member. I was a part of the national, the journalists one. You know, I voted no to the strike.
Trade unions aren't backed by the government, though.
They were actually trying to silence me and my media. I will continue to post media, whether or not they like it. You know, they need to actually get it together before they start attacking the actual members of the unions.
Wait, so you are against the media union?
No, I am a member of the union.
Oh. Hold on, I would like to actually ask, what's happening with Giggum 15? Is he staying on, or is anything going to happen to him?
I'm afraid.
Well, he has been removed as a Minister for Justice, thank God. He is out.
I'm afraid not. I don't think he will be returning.
Well, can I say
I wouldn't be
something about
afraid of
our
that. I
commission?
would welcome that.
Sure, I'd love to hear about the commission.
Well, our commission, unlike the trade unions, our commission is backed by the government. You know.
So you think
This-
trade unions
this would
are
be a
only good when
government
they're backed by the government?
No, of
You
course
think that
not.
any trade unions
No.
that oppose the
No,
government are inherently
Okay,
bad?
I never
and
said
shouldn't exist?
this. Can you please stop? I
Yeah,
never said this.
The people can infer this. This is the
I
meat in the
said
pudding. Okay?
I said The trade
Sorry.
unions are not backed by
It's
the
not about what you
government.
said, it's about what you didn't say. You left out, you put in the backed by the government, and then you said that means the Workplace Relations Commission is better than trade union because it has
No.
the government's backing.
No.
What if
Yeah,
the government is the
No.
offender?
Stop taking words out of my mouth and changing
You know,
them.
you were talking about these two words that the Social Democrat leader got confused. Not the Social Democrat, the Green Party leader got confused with earlier, and now you're saying my criticism of your choice of words, which is much more meaningful.
Okay, well, no, because
is-
you're taking words out of my mouth and changing them completely.
Sorry, I would
You know-
like to
You know,
focus back
These
on
words
the,
have never left your
the
mouth.
trade unions
Right,
can't
sorry,
directly hold employers
if I could
accountable.
quickly, right, I would actually like
Neither
to
can
hear
the government.
answer.
That is the course.
Mr.
The government
Sunday.
cannot interfere
Mr. Sunday.
in the business of a business. They
Mr.
must take them
Sunday, I would
through the
actually
legal
like to
routes
hear the
Government
through a
answer
can
court.
to
with
your
the Department
question.
of Justice and Equality's backing.
Right, hold on. I would like to have the answer to the question that was originally asked by Mr. Sunday. So you think that trade unions cannot work without government support?
Sorry, what?
So from what Mr. Sunday said, do you think that trade unions cannot work without government support?
No, of course they can work with support. Well, they can work with support, but you know, our commission would be backed by the government, and they will hold employers accountable by going through with the Department of Justice and Equality's backing. You know, the
This
government
just sounds like
will work on
government
behalf of the
overreach to
people.
me. A completely unnecessary expansion of government powers
It's
into the
not. It's
private
not.
sector.
It's
That is
not. It's serving the
unneeded.
people. It's serving the people.
It's serving the people in the Social Democratic Party.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, but,
No. The
right,
commission will serve islanders.
right.
It's Irish people,
It's
okay?
not. It's not an internal commission.
Okay, I do have I hopefully this will be the last question about the dual Hansard. Again to Bo. They've said that every Texadala should be aware of the dual Hansard, which they can source information from. So do you not have? They're asking, do you actually have a basic understanding of the procedures? Because the dual Hansard is announced multiple times, but you're unable to source where Oscar said that the committee was useless.
Well, I think we have to look at the context. I'm actually from the Cornish Assembly. You know, in the Cornish Assembly, we do things
This is
differently.
Ireland, not
Yeah,
not
I'm
Cornwall.
getting to the point. If you would let me speak, I could get to the point. Be
Okay,
quiet.
that's
Right. So, anyways, I'm a part of the Cornish Assembly. I'm a proud Cornish woman. But, you know, I am not Irish. But, you know, I've actually developed my understanding of Ireland. You know, it was great to serve Niamh. And I think what the real answer to that question is that my understanding is quite good. You know, it's obviously not the best. You know, no one's perfect. You know, Mary Lou McDonald is not perfect.
Yeah, obviously.
You know, but she's still a strong woman. She's still got hopes, dreams. You know, she's still got aspirations, and she's still got a vision.
That
Right.
will hopefully never be implemented.
This is one of the final questions. The anonymous asker has asked, is this Bo admitting to not understanding Irish procedure, considering they're bringing their Cornish heritage up for this question?
Well, you know, I think it's important to know that I'm not actually Irish. I'm Cornish. You know, I literally speak. I'm fluent in Cornell. So, of course, I'm not going to understand everything that goes on in Ireland. But, you know, I'm adapting and I'm learning. And I've actually done a pretty good job so far.
Right, we are going to have to wrap this up. We do apparently have someone wishing to come up.
Oh, no. No,
A different person for the Social Democrats. I would like to hear what they have to say,
Oh,
then
God.
get.
He is the clerk of the Dáil.
Hello,
He is not here
guys.
to represent
Hello.
the Social Democrats.
Hello.
No, Callum, what is it you'd like to say? You've had your hand up for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm just really concerned about this person called Julia. The mental health doesn't seem to be alright. Are you okay, Julia?
No,
Is
that
everything okay?
Mr. Former Prime Minister, that's wrong. That's wrong. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Sorry. Anyways. Yeah, he's wrong. I have not got mental health issues. I am perfectly sane. However, I have, over recent months, I have had a physical injury where I have lost brain cells, which may lack me. But, other than that, I am perfectly healthy to lead my party. But I would like to ask that member, when will he become speaker again? Oh, look, silence. It's never going to happen.
Right, I think this has gone very off topic here. Right, apparently someone called Dan is coming up to, not me, to represent the Social Democrats, but I'm not sure.
I don't see him. You don't have to bring him up if we can't see him.
It's kind of tragic, really. Oscar has to send other people to fight his battles for him. I mean,
this
just speaks to the strength of his leadership.
Alright, apparently it was Callum. Right, so I am unfortunately going to have to wrap this up here. So I would like just a 1-minute closing statement from every single member, starting with the new Green Party leader, Bo.
Our party is going for renewal. We are centralising our values. We are putting the Irish people first. We will be delivering cohesive and strong policies. The Social Democrats are blaming my Cornish heritage. They are blaming my track record, and they're blaming our party for disaster. When the coalition government worked both ways, equally the Labour and the Green Party need to take accountability. That's why we're renewing, and that's all I have to say.
Alright, and now I would like to go over to Mr. Sunday, the leader of Fianna Fáil. The closing statement, 1 minute.
I didn't have any closing statements prepared because this was all impromptu, but we
don't
have
mind.
seen over the past 3 weeks that this government of the Green Party and the Labour Party has completely failed, and you saw the first drops in the bucket tonight of how the Social Democrat policy, if they get into government, will be another step on Ireland's death march. It is clear to me and to many Irelanders out there that the only way forward for Ireland is to get Fianna Fáil back into government and get Ireland working again. That is the only remedy to Ireland's current ailment. And that is what we will be working towards. That is hopefully what we can work with other parties towards, and we can work together for the betterment of Ireland.
Alright, and finally, Callum, a representative from the Social Democrats, as I've been told. Closing statement.
Yeah, guys. Social Democrats is like the best party here. We're doing great in the polls. Our momentum is crazy right now, and we're actually unstoppable. That's what many people tell me. But look, the Green Party, they're just a bunch of failures. Look at this government. What did they do in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever? They did absolutely nothing. All they did was foreign meetings, and that was pretty sad. They tried to get elected with a huge majority. They said they ran a great campaign and they've changed for the better, but they haven't. It's the same person. The new leaders was in the government. Nothing's changed. And we need an alternative, and Social Democrats will provide that alternative.
Alright, that is all we have time for tonight. I have been told to give just 2 minutes for Eamon McGrath to announce the results of the vote of no confidence. It's been lovely talking to everyone who's came up. I am absolutely honoured to have you all here. Thank you, Mr. Sunday, Callum, and Bo, all coming up. It was lovely to have you all up here. So thank you for tuning in to the Oi Actors. It did go on until 10 o'clock, which is a little surprising. I did not expect that, but thank you everyone for tuning in. It truly does mean a lot. I would like to also mention that another RTE show, I can't remember what it's called. The
just
news
so you
one.
know,
Yeah?
Prime Time will not be debuting tomorrow. It will be shown on Thursday. For broadcasting tomorrow, we will be letting you guys know if we will either do another episode of Wheel of Fortune, or if we're going to just take the day off. The latter seems to be the most likely situation. But yeah, we'll give Eamon McGrath the floor to announce the results of the vote of confidence that took place in the Dáil early this evening.
I would like to also mention that I was asked that if anyone would like to come up for prime time, just to drop a DM to Harley O's, the commentator of the show. So yeah,
And
please do
one
if you
more
would like to
plug.
come up.
One more plug. If anyone would like to write an opinion article to RTE, you can send it to me and we will have it published by the end of the weekend. And now we're going to bring up the Cian Comla of the Dáil Éireann, Eamon McGrath, onto the stage.
They are declining to come up, but I do believe they'll be messaging one of us with the results and we'll announce
Eamon
it.
should be coming on stage soon.
But yes, until we wait, I'd like to also announce RTE is looking into doing Deal or No Deal hosted by yours truly. So I will be trying to get applications out for that shortly. So if you would like to be a member, a contestant on the show for the pilot episode, please do make sure to put it when the applications do go out to apply. But yes, we will be hopefully getting the results of the vote of no confidence soon. But yeah, I mean, if this... What? No, please go on.
And one more thing as well. After this is over, I am going to open up our Wheel of Fortune server if anyone just wants to play a random game very quickly. Yeah, that's all.
Right, I hope this doesn't take too much longer. We are just currently waiting for Imgraph to put it forward.
But I don't think he's going to join the...
Yes, I believe he'll be messaging one of us to announce the results.
Okay. All right, we have a result.
Oh, yay. Hopefully with the numbers too.
Is Eamon going to come up on stage to announce these results?
Well,
Or are we just going...
we are reading them out. Okay, so do you have the results with you?
Oh, sorry. He just said he can't speak. Apparently, they were waiting on one deputy to vote to break the tie in their party. Oh my goodness!
Oh, I mean, are we
The
able
whole
to get...
the whole bloody country is on the edge of its chair, wondering what the hell is going on.
Just for this one member to vote. So just to better understand, if there was one person to say no, but the rest were to agree, would the entire party, all those seats, be counted as one big yes, or would the no also be included?
It depends on the majority in the party. So if there's 6 deputies, if 4 deputies say ta, yes, then all 6 votes go for ta. And they are currently trying to break a tie right now. So we are waiting on results.
I do understand Mr. Sunday wants to speak, but unfortunately, that we are just waiting for the results, and then we will be coming off air. I mean, I would like to ask for people's opinions on this, as Leah did speak out on this just a bit. What does everyone think about all the after Dáil debates? Are these good? Would you like to see more of them? I mean, it is very important to us to see
Yes, we need feedback.
But yes, we would like to. Yeah, any feedback would be appreciated. Just a message in general or in the RTE chat. We would love to see if you want to see more of this type of things and more debates and such. I would like to point out we don't expect parties to put up anyone to speak. We don't need them to. It does create more like opportunities for these parties to come out and speak. I would love for Mr. Sunday to come up, but unfortunately, it would be unfair to all the other parties, and I don't want another 1 hour long debate. Still waiting for these results. Do we know if they'll be delivered shortly?
Results are coming. They have the last vote.
Okay, lovely. We can finally get this underway. Hopefully going to have the verdict any second now.
And as well for the knowledge of those who are listening and watching, when these kinds of votes come out in the way that they do, we get to see who voted which way. So we're going to see a very interesting result when these come out this evening.
I mean, these are like, this is actually very important. I do think some people may not realize, you know, with all this stuff about like all this other big stuff, like, you know, new Green Party leader Taoiseach resigning, some people may fail to remember that in fact this result could be very important. This is against the Green Party and whether they should be in government or not.
It appears the CC is just breadcrumbing information at this point. He just told me he can reveal that one party has been very divided on the vote. Now, there's 5 parties in the Dáil. I don't know which one you're talking about, and if it is the one that I'm thinking of, then the government was dead a long time ago.
If that's the that's very. I'm not sure who that would be because Fianna Fáil seems very, you know, interested on what they were the ones who tabled this. The Social Democrats do seem very firm on the fact that they'd want the government removed. Labour pulled out of the coalition, and the Green Party is the one that's going to receive backlash from this. So it is very confusing as to who this party may be. Do bear with as
We
well.
are simply waiting on the results to be put together and released.
Yes, I would hope it's here in time for Christmas. No, there was a lot of talk about Christmas in the Dáil. It's everyone seems to be excited for it. They're referring to the election as. Oh, sorry, my microphone was gone there.
Apparently, we're waiting on the Secretary General to the Oireachtas to type these results out.
But yeah,
the Dáil has voted no confidence in the government.
So there is no confidence. Are we able to know what party was, you know, the one that was on the fence about it?
We're waiting on the results to come up, but Éireann had just told me. We're looking at the votes. Oh my goodness. 8 voting in confidence and 16 voting not confident. Wow. Okay.
That's like 2 to 1. That's 2 to 1. They've had double the chamber vote to have them out of power.
Yes.
I mean, even if they had
And now we're waiting on the full result with all of the names of everybody.
Hold on. If there's 8 people who voted yes and 16 who voted no.
That's 24, so that means one deputy didn't vote.
Oh yes, that would probably be Fine Gael then.
Wait, I'm waiting for the result. The full results. So from the Green Party, we had Green Party voting yes.
In its
Voting for
entirety.
confidence, rather. In its entirety, minus the one unassigned seat. So it's technically 8.
That's the 8 number.
Yeah. That's the 8. Fianna Fáil entirely voted no. Labour Party voted no. Social Democrats voted no. Fine Gael voted no. And out of all of these, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 deputies, 5 deputies rather, who missed the vote and their parties voted for them. So there we have it. 8 ta, 16 nil, and 0 official abstentions. The government has lost confidence.
So what does that mean for the Dáil now?
That means that we have to go through a process of either electing a new Taoiseach or allowing the Dáil to dissolve and have a fresh election.
I mean, we have heard quite a few times that a motion of dissolution will not be passed by the Taoiseach won't approve of the dissolution. However, Eamon McGrath has publicly stated that on Wednesday, well, not publicly, but he has told me that on Wednesday he's happy for any party to table either a motion of dissolution or a new Taoiseach just to get it elected or just to get it out. So, I mean, I guess we do just wait and see then. If this does happen, you can probably expect coverage from RTE. But, I mean, it is official. The government has lost confidence. So we are going to get a new Taoiseach or a
new
will
election.
be dissolved. Yes, because it's not completely off the table. That's an election is. But yeah, the election could still be possible. Neve could go back on this. A new Taoiseach could go back on this, or a motion to dissolve could be tabled. So yes, that is all we have time for tonight on RTE at 10 o'clock. It was lovely to have everyone to come up. Thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for attending, or watching, or for being in the debates. But yes, I'll wrap this up now. Thank you, and we hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful evening.